Target Trading Academy.
Good afternoon, everybody. Preston Vogl here at Target Trading Academy with today's micros market recap. Let's get right into it. It is Tuesday, August 16th, pretty much just at the New York close here. Let's take a look right at oil. You can see that we opened above the close from yesterday. Well, pretty close to it, actually. Maybe right on it. We did have some sideways momentum for about a good half hour, and then the sellers kicked in. There was a large rally that brought up, gave us some new highs, but ultimately those sellers kicked it into high gear and brought us down to new lows for the day in contract, ultimately closing net down. Now, gold, if you just take a quick look in what happened with gold today, you'll be able to see that gold itself had opened in the range close to its close and had a move down, shot up with some buyers, and it pretty much just consolidated and went sideways for the remainder of the day. Not a whole lot of participation. There was some right off the bat, but ultimately just not a whole lot today. And we are also finishing net down in gold. Now our equities, ES and NASDAQ, aren't those a different story? So we opened in balance in our equities. We had some initial buying in the ES that wasn't really carried with a ton of momentum. I mean, yeah, it got up pretty much to this level here, and then it just went sideways. And it was just a battle just in that first 45 minutes at this area. Not a lot of progress, not a lot of explosion or volatility. And then there was some fake out to go low, and then they all got swept up, and those buyers bottom up. And there was a potential for this market to go up right then, but the sellers stepped in again, heavy this time, and brought it down. Ultimately, it was just a battle this morning before lunch. And then as we head into getting closer to lunch, those buyers finally decided to, you know what, it's time to bring the pain and just, they drove this market up. But around 2 o'clock, for whatever reason, I didn't watch any news or anything. There was nothing on the list. I don't know what had come out, but sellers had decided for whatever reason to bring it down. Let them tell you whatever reason it is that they came down, but in the end, the market's going to do what the big banks are doing to it. It's going to be responsive to the bigger buyers and sellers, not what news says. News is just a tool that they use to lure unwitting investors in. So it did come down, and it came back to this contention area for the most part, and it just bounced right off of it and came back into these white spaces. So again, we are getting new highs, new contract highs in the ES. We are finishing net positive in the ES. Now the NASDAQ, micro NASDAQ, is a little bit different of a story. Now we are closing lower than yesterday's close, but we still opened inside of that range, not terribly far from the close. And again, sideways action, not as much momentum on the upside as we saw in the ES, more sideways, and then it kind of just like step down, and you can see the volatility started picking up, and it finally went down to this area here, and they rejected it for the most part, and there was a large rally, much like in the ES, getting up there, making some new highs. They did get in that new high, and much like in the ES, around that 2 o'clock, just the seller stepped in for whatever reason. And you can see all this progress, all this choppy progress. That's something I forgot to mention. It was pretty choppy this morning. It just got swept up, and look how fluid that was. That volatility had kicked in, and you can see here that it just became another fight to get out of this zone. But for the most part, the NASDAQ is closing relatively close to where it opened today, but ultimately net down from yesterday. So a little bit of a mixed market in the directions of opening and closing in relation to where they closed yesterday. For the equities, the gold and oil markets are net down themselves as well. If you guys have any questions, or if you're interested in finding out more information about these areas, these high volume areas, and we didn't really talk about them today, there was significant response around them. It was just a choppy day. That happens. But again, there was significant response around them. I'd recommend go watching Pat's videos, his win-loss break-even videos. He gets more into the student submissions at these levels. I don't need to go into that. Just a little synopsis of what happened in the day. For the most part, it was just choppy. Some good price action, though. Some good trades. Again, go check out his videos. If you are interested in learning more about these levels, though, and how you can get them on your charts the night before, again, go to our website or go to Facebook and find our page there. We are Target Trading Academy. Our website, however, is targettrading.co. Once you're on Facebook at our page or on our website, get in touch with our representatives there. They'll gladly show you what we do in our rooms each day, and you'll be able to see for yourself why we are the #1 trading education company in the world, and we look forward to seeing you there.